Pickle, let's go to the hotline, and let's go out west to talk with the head coach of the undefeated Clyde Bulldogs. We're joined by Coach Danny Dudgeon. Coach, how are you?
Good. How are y'all?
Doing excellent. How are things out there in beautiful Clyde, Texas?
Man, they're great. Another beautiful day out here in Central West Texas.
Well, you guys are the talk of the town right now at 7-0, coming off of a really impressive pair of victories over previously unbeaten Vernon and then taking down perennial power Jim Ned. Going back to the preseason, did you have a feeling, an inkling that this particular team could be doing something special like this?
Yeah, we thought going into the year that we had a chance. We knew defensively we were going to have to find some pieces. And early in the year, you can see us kind of trying to work through that. But I think we've kind of found the right mixture of our kids. But anytime you've got as many seniors as we do and we've got as many kids that are multi-year starters for us, it always feels like you've got a shot to have a successful run with that kind of group.
You mentioned specifically kind of in the early goings. This is a team that, you guys take on a good Cisco team, Eastland, these powers. Was there a moment in maybe the non-district play where you looked up and you said, okay, we might have a little something cooking here?
Yeah, I think the fully defining moment was Sweetwater.
Mm-hmm.
We knew we were on the right track, and then for us to go into Sweetwater and play the way we did, we really felt like that we had a great shot to really improve and prove that we're capable of what we thought we were capable of.
Talking with Danny Dudgeon, the head coach of the Clyde Bulldogs here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at #TF Today. Coach, you took over this program back in 2021, and these past 2 years have not been as good as these two, or this one, 1-9 and then 4-6. But obviously something has changed here. What for you is the biggest difference between maybe that program you took over, coming over from the Abilene Cooper staff, to the program that you're coaching right now?
Yeah, I mean, we knew coming in we were in a rebuild, and so when you get into that, you have to establish who your identity is, and it takes time. I tell people all the time that's not an overnight fix, and so what you're seeing now is we want to be defined for a physical football team. We want to be tough-nosed, and we've worked really hard for 2 years. We were on the verge of it last year when just the injury bug unfortunately completely derailed us, but now that we are in year 3, and we've got more than just a few kids that understand what the expectation is, I think that's the biggest difference. And obviously the leadership inside this group is huge. We've got 20 seniors of a 30-man roster, and those guys know exactly what's expected of them day in, day out. I tell people all the time the best thing they do is they come to work every day. And that's something that age helps you with more than anything. And so those are the two biggest changes that we've seen over the 3 years that I've been here.
One of those seniors that I know, it's hard not to notice what your QB1 is doing in Blake Carr. This guy, I mean, 1,500-yard passer, almost a 1,200-yard rusher. He's already got 35 touchdowns total on the year. The numbers are shocking, and obviously you guys have been rolling offensively. But as the guy who gets to know him and watch him in practice and all that, what is it about Blake Carr that makes him special?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that nobody sees, I mean, obviously the stats talk for themselves, but the kind of leader he is, everybody believes that he's going to be able to break the game wide open when the ball's in his hands because the amount of trust his teammates have in him. And that's earned. He does that because he's always here. He's always done what's asked of him. He's very, very high IQ football kid. The other thing that he does for us, a lot of people don't know, is as we kind of gotten rolling, he's our safety. And he on top of the kind of offensive production, he had 10 tackles and 2 tackles for losses against Jim Ned. So he's affecting what we do as a program day in, day out. And we knew he had that ability. He's a very talented young man, and he proves that day in, day out for us.
Talking with Danny Dudgeon, the Clyde Bulldogs here on Texas Football Today. Coach, your first 2 years at the helm, you guys gave up about 33 points a game on average. This year, you've cut that down to 23 points a game, and against some really high-powered offenses itself, and including last week holding a good Jim Ned team to just 14. What has you most excited about this defense right now?
I think the fact that we've been able, the last 2 years, we haven't been able to defend the run very well. And so with some young kids kind of stepping up into the fray, we thought we would have a chance to. And they've kind of proven over the last 3 weeks that we're going to be able to take care of the run game. and make people have to become one-dimensional, and that's really exciting. And and it's coming from a multitude of different kids. We don't have one kid with bukus of tackles, and the others don't have many. They're all pitching in and doing their part. We're not the biggest group, but we are super active, and they've kind of bought into that belief of we can all do this together, and they just fight every chance they get. They're the group that they're going to fight until their last breath, and I think that's the thing that makes me most proud is they've kind of figured out who their identity is and kind of learned to lean into it to make themselves as competitive as they've become.
The win over Jim Ned really put you guys in the driver's seat there in District 3, 3A, Division 1, but there's still work to do. You guys go on the road to take on a Bowie team that's desperate and would love nothing more than to play spoiler before you're at Iowa Park, and then you close out things with Breckenridge. Coming into this week, knowing full well what a big, emotional, and I imagine really exciting victory was over Jim Ned on Friday, what's your message to your guys this week going up against teams that, maybe they're not going to have the big flashy headlines like against Jim Ned, but obviously are still going to be critical for you guys going forward?
Sure, yeah. I mean, we talked on Saturday with our kids, and then again today. We've already had our athletic period. It's about us. And that's kind of been our cry all year is whether you believe us or you don't believe us, it's ultimately about us, and we've got to go get us better every chance that we get. And so, we tell them all the time, we don't worry about who the opponent is. We don't worry about what color they wear or what their mascot is. We worry, can Clyde get better today than we were the day before? And our kids kind of have embraced that approach, and that's got to be our approach every week. Irregardless of who you play, everybody's capable of beating anybody at any moment. And so we've got to make the main thing, and that's us getting better every week. And so that's kind of been our focus. That's our rally cry this week, and I think our kids have bought into that very well this year.
He's Danny Dudgeon. He's the head coach of the Talk of Callahan County, the Clyde Bulldogs, 7-0. Coach, we sure appreciate your time. Congratulations again on all your success, and best of luck this week.
Thank you, Greg. Y'all take care.
Absolutely. There he goes, Danny Dudgeon, head coach of the Clyde Bulldogs. Join us here at Texas Football Today. That's the real rub there was these past 2 weeks. Like, they go through non-district 5-0, and we're like, cool. Hey, nice win over, he mentioned that win over Sweetwater on the road at the Mustang Bowl. Very impressive. They drilled Sweetwater. That was a really impressive win. They started off the year with a nice win over Cisco, 5-0. All right. Get into district play, Vernon and Jim Ned. Let's see it then. And
guess what? We saw it.
double-digit, multiple touchdown wins over both those teams. Now, they're going to be big favorites over Bowie. At Iowa Park, week 10 is kind of tricky.
Yeah.
Because right now, that's probably going to be now. Who's Iowa Park got this week? Iowa Park's got Vernon. So we'll see. It may be for the district championship, but they can certainly lock up the district championship if they win these next two games. But a really remarkable run here for Clyde, and especially considering, we mentioned it. He took over after 2020, and they go 1-9 in 2021, and it was kind of an ugly 1-9 that couldn't stop anybody. And since then, the trajectory has been very clear, just pointing up. And right now, a lot to be excited about for the Clyde Bulldogs. And that Blake Carr, if you haven't seen him, he's a game breaker, man. He's a lot of fun to watch. Keep an eye on Clyde as they are undefeated. We appreciate Coach Danny Dudgeon's time.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.